Hello, welcome back to the Real Missing Piece podcast. We are here. We are recording. Finally, it feels like it's been forever. I'm coming out of having the flu, so if I have some coughing spells, you're welcome. Just kidding. But today, we wanted to talk about coming as you are. And I think that this topic is so needed in the faith space. And we wanted to talk about this because we want to make sure you know that no matter where you are, no matter what your journey looks like, God wants to meet you exactly right here. So, Cheryl.
Yes, I'm so excited for this topic just because it's always timely when it comes. And we are getting ready to host our first The Real Missing Piece live event, which we previously called a retreat. But now we're just going to be live in person in Los Angeles, California. And just getting that all together, prepping it has been a roller coaster. But God reminded us to come as we are. And no matter, I think you said the faith space, but I was thinking like even in the personal development space, you don't have to have all your ducks in a row, the perfect headshot, anything to just get it going. Because if you asked us, we don't have that. And people would question like, what? Whoa, what? Because the world tells you you have to have that. But God told us, open up the space, guys, and it will be what it needs to be. And that's all we needed to hear.
Yes, he told us. He told us. Yes, yes.
In Candace's shower, in our beautiful activation week that we had, that is still available too on our stand store. So if you want to check out that.
$11, you guys. I can't believe it's only $11. So don't wait, run to our stand store, get that. It will change your life. And then come join us in person because this is what God is calling us to do. He's calling us to create the spaces and he will do the work. And I think a big problem though, a lot of people think like they have to look a certain way, they have to believe a certain thing, and then they will get ready to get ready, right? And especially in the personal development space, we know that that is a thing. You're always getting ready to get ready. And then like a lot of people in the personal development space have that issue, that struggle. And I think the struggle is because you don't really know whose you are and you don't really know him. You might think you know him, but you don't really know him. And so to me, it's like you need this space. You need to come here. You need to do these things because it's going to show you that you don't need to get ready. This is exactly where you were meant to be, on purpose, for purpose. And with that said, Cheryl, do you want to read the?
Yeah, our guiding scripture today is in Jeremiah, and it was so weird because, not weird, but my Bible opened up to Jeremiah. I was like, what? And it's weird. And I only got my Bible in March of 2025. So it's Jeremiah 29 when he writes the letter to the exiles. We were looking at everything before that, but we wanted to highlight the area of Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Then it goes into 12. Then you will call on me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. 13. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. Yeah. Yeah.
This whole part. So I've been talking about, I feel like that's been a reoccurring theme. So I love that you picked this as our topic because the theme has been seek and find. And for me, one of my themes while I'm coming out of, the flu. And it was reflecting on how what I didn't know when I didn't know it, right? Like I thought I knew God and I thought like, oh, seek him, find him, go to church, right? Like that'll do it. No, it's more than that. And I was talking about this on a different podcast we were interviewed for yesterday, but it was the pivotal moment for me was thinking about pondering, getting curious about what would it look like if I really did make Jesus my best friend, and how would I do that? And that's where this whole God wants the relationship with you as you are right now. He is the missing piece. He's the answer. He's going to give you all the things that you're searching for, every single thing you're searching for, you will find in and through him, period. And the way you start that is with the relationship. And so you don't have to look like this cookie cutter, silent in a corner praying. You can be walking in the street, literally be like, yo, Jesus is your girl, Candace. And that's exactly what I did, you guys. And what made me laugh, and then I could imagine and envisioning him laughing, and it was like, all right, that's exactly what my best friend, I would talk to my best friend like that. And even in the middle of the day, let's say like time's starting to slip away, and I'm like, all right, God, like, I don't know what's cooking here right now, but you got this. Like, either I'm going to be on time or I'm going to be a little late, and either way it's great, because that's what it's meant to be. And I just started those little tiny micro conversations that most people wouldn't even see as a prayer. I'm putting air quotes on that for people listening to audio. But it was prayer. It was literally me meeting like him, me, and letting him meet me where I was, and me being me instead of me being what I think I have to look like as a air quote Christian. So
yeah. And when you were saying you think you already know, I always go back to when I was a kid, and I would say, I know. My kids don't really say that as much, but I know I used to say that a lot to my parents, and my parents are like, no, you don't know. Like, you
well,
don't know. No, Nene, you don't know. And I was like, oh, and the rebellious teenager and the hormones rebelled against that. But now I'm like, yeah, I don't actually know. But the thing that was game changing to me was that the only thing that I needed to know was God and his character, and know that he's got my back, even right here. For I know the plans I have for you. He already knows. He already told us. He knows he has the plans for us. We don't need to know. And I think knowing is so, like, everyone's like, you need to know this, you need to know that. No, like, I'm saying, like, no, we don't. The other, no, we don't.
No, we don't. But don't you think like the more you open that space to him and you come to him, and then the more you reveal, like right here, you will seek me and you will find me once you seek me with all your heart. So yes, in the beginning, you might feel like you're like, okay, I don't really know him, I'm not finding him as much, but honestly, you guys, like, use this as like a reason to keep going, because the more you seek him, the more you're going to get to know him, the more he hears you, the more you hear him. And the more when you don't hear him right away, the more peace you still have, because you're like, whatever, I know God's character. And there's that song, I sought the Lord, and he heard and he answered. That part just like, that just keeps playing in my head whenever I'm finding those moments of like, but that's what I really have been thinking about this week, is how beautiful it is. And the Bible, it's hidden in plain sight on purpose, you guys. On purpose. There's a reason why when you're reading the Bible, it feels foreign to you if you are new to the Bible, because your heart posture is maybe not quite right where it needs to be to get what you need to get out of it. And so what can help that is you can do it on your own, obviously. You can go get this relationship with God on your own. But B, you have this community right here, this real missing piece community, this spirit-rooted community, and where we help you, we hold space and guide you the best we can to increase in your intimacy with God, increase in your identity with God, and increase in your community with fellow children of God. And so those three things, the more you do those three things, the more it will make sense. The more you will, like I said this on our Tuesday Bible study, it's on our YouTube channel. Go watch it if you haven't done it yet. Go watch all the Bible studies, because they're always revelation, like all of them. But we were just talking about that you can read the same verse and a million times. Our Psalm 23 challenge, Overflow 23. You can get that too. Text Overflow 23 to 850-888. 5182, and that'll start a 23-day challenge where you're focused on the Psalm 23 over and over and over, but different pieces of it, we help it stand out. And that's what I was saying. Any verse in the Bible is living word. It's living on purpose, because even like the and before, what was the one you said? Eternal. What was yours? E word?
Everlasting, nothing, always.
Everything, anything, all
Yeah.
things. Those little words that we think are just like our brain, and the first time we read it, it might just go right over it because it's not registering it. You read it a second, a third, a 17th, a thousandth, like it'll hit you. It is always going to give you something new.
Yeah. And bringing it back to come as you are is the thing that also stood out to me after I was reading this again a million times with us right now. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. So oftentimes when we have a plan, because I would say I plan. We have to plan, right? Because we have all the kids' schedules and all the things. But they're plans to prosper you, not harm you. And so if something comes up and we end up being late to somewhere or early to somewhere, or I don't know, something in life changes, oftentimes the before us would be like, dang, like blame, shame, guilting ourselves in that moment, instead of being like, God's got me, like He plans to prosper me and not harm me. So I'm good. I'm good wherever I landed here. If I'm late, if I'm early, if however, and I know we put so much stress in those moments to be early or be late or be on time. So that's just like something that was coming up in my brain, like, and this was a game changer, like in my personal development like journey, that when life got really hard and I didn't have the intimacy with God that I have now, like it was like I could go nowhere. But I was like, but it's not meant to, life is not meant to be like that. And that's when I was like, I have God to that I could turn to. And then building that intimacy with God was like game changing. And knowing, like this was also highlighted today, plans to prosper you and not harm you. Knowing that your life of whatever you think you had failures in, or me losing my job in the world, that would be like, oh my God. But like to me, I'm like, yes, God, thank you. It's actually what I prayed for. And I don't know how it's gonna like happen. And we weren't even in our intimate relationship with God. I was not in an intimate relationship with God then. It was like only in January where I was like, okay, I can try this. But now like we have those moments of like, was that supposed to happen? Was this like, we don't know. And sometimes bombs are dropped on us that we don't know where to go with those. And so knowing that God's here.
To me, that brought up this week, in the community, we're doing trusting the yes. And in the whole month of September 2025, we're doing living in His yes. And so, but trusting in His yes. And I think I wrote this on my notes from, I want to say it was the second, is trust redirects focus and attention from chaos around us to stability within us. His spirit keeps us steady. So you're talking about like the bombs dropped on us from the world beforehand. And the more we grow in that intimate relationship with Him, it's like our roots get deep into Him, and it doesn't really matter. And I saw, and I'm going to botch this, but it's okay. I saw this thing about palm trees and how they're like the strongest trees because of their root system. And that's how they're able to, palm trees are able,
They
and
go straight down.
yeah. And palm trees are able to bend and come without snapping because of their root systems are so big and deep and underground that there's no way any natural disaster is like taking them
Yeah,
until they're ready.
in the fires in California, those are like the only things standing. And
Yeah.
in the desert where I lived before, we had palm trees. They didn't even move during those 100-mile-per-hour dust storms. So yes,
So thinking of,
that.
yeah. So thinking about our trust as we grow in intimacy with Him, our trust gets roots like a palm tree. So bomb after bomb, hurricane, fire, wind, doesn't matter. You're going to be sitting here and you might have like the sadness of whatever, or a little bit of a human, emotion along with it. Like I had a proverbial bomb dropped on me yesterday. with my future and our family and like where we're going, like where a year from now, I don't know. I don't know what's going to be happening. I don't know if my husband's going to be with me or if he's going to still be here and we're going to be in another state. I don't know. But in those moments, even though you might have like a little ounce of the world's experiences or emotions, it's the peace that surpasses understanding. And that is in here somewhere. And I think it's Isaiah. Yes, 26:3, I think, if my brain is serving correctly. But when you have grown that intimacy and your trust is that strong, like Cheryl said, it doesn't matter. If we're late, it's on purpose. If we're on time, it's on purpose. And funny story, for me, just a personal backstory. My mom was always late, always. She would set back in the day before the clocks were digital. We would set the clock 5 minutes ahead, or sometimes we'd just close our eyes, yeah, and still late. And then she would always be like, it's okay. We're protected. We're safe from a car accident that would have killed us. And I'm like, okay, that's what happened.
My mom always wanted to be early.
My mom wanted to be early, but she didn't get early.
We were always like way early.
And I married that same person that your mom is. And so that makes for a fun, interesting conversations sometimes.
But I think if you're listening to this and you feel like you're not enough, we don't. We know that we've had those feelings too, and they slowly creep in too all the time. But we just have to remember, like, we got God, God's got our back. But we want to meet you where you're at. I think that's been like a message that's been like, Cheryl, just tell them, like, I'm going to meet them where they're at, wherever they are. And we've seen all these stories I've seen them on Instagram and social media of people like that transformation of just like meeting God and getting into intimate relationship with God. Like, if you don't know how to do that, I didn't know how to do that. So we're here to like support you in that. And we have a lot of things going on, as you heard us like talking about all the things. And that used to overwhelm me all the time. I was like, Candace, too much. But like, there's a reason why we're doing this together. And we are doing a lot of different things. So if you want to get to know more of all the things that we're doing, get into our free Facebook community. If you want to just dive deep into everything, because we know some people are just like me, an all or nothing person, and I'll be like, I'll go wherever you take me. We have an ambassadors collective, which you get to be on weekly activation calls or to activate that faith, activate that bold faith. And if anything comes up, like, we can help you through that. But being in the community, which we are growing right now, it's just going to get even better. And so I'm so excited for that, because we're working on it. So it's not going to not just do it on its own. We're working on making it a space for you to connect with others with the same kind of journey. Like, we just want to help you grow your journey with God. And no matter where it is right now, he wants to meet you where you're at.
Yes. And my final thought is, Jesus says somewhere in the Gospels that it's not the healthy who need a doctor, it's the sick. So if this is finding you and you're feeling unworthy, you're the one he wants. He doesn't need the perfect polished person. He doesn't need the perfect person who never sinned. I mean, because then what's his job, right? So he needs you to just say yes. Give him your yes. This is your invitation. So we love you no matter where you are, and we don't judge ever here. And we will hopefully have some sort of a testimony in the community that you'll relate to in some way, whether it's through us or another member. We are growing this community, you guys. Like, that is growing. God is growing it. And it's so beautiful to see. So come check it out. You can always leave. The doors are there. The leave button's there. And you can check us out. Our YouTube channel, subscribe to everything so you get all the notifications and you get to receive all of his messages and his love for you. So we love you. And until the next time, we will be praying for you and thinking about you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.